Hey guys, J-Man here for a review of Transformers the Manga, Volume 1. So, I say review, but I'm not really going to actually review it in the way that I review my stuff using my space theory or my space method. Story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment, right? If you see my other videos, you've seen me explain it. I mean, this is really a 10 out of 10, but it's either a 10 out of 10 or it's a I don't care about this. Because if you're a Transformers fan, you pretty much have to have this. And if you're not a Transformers fan, you might not really care about this. But I'm a Transformers fan. I'm not a super fan. I do have a lot of Transformers figures, and I own all of the cartoons that you can get up till a certain point. So G1, Headmasters, Beast Wars, Beast Machines, some of the other here and there. I've got episodes of random things like that, but the original kind of stuff, the old school stuff. So I saw these and I was like, well, I got to pick them up because obviously the covers are awesome. And I do love manga. So I've got a whole entire bookcase of manga. My wife's like super into manga as well. So I thought, why not get these? I mean, the art is wicked inside. And and this is just going to random pages. And it just looks cool. So I don't really exactly know what these were. It feels like every story is just a very quick, every chapter is a very quick standalone little skirmish. So you see the cover here, it's mostly Optimus Prime and Rodimus. So I'd say if I'm just making up a number, let's say half of this is Optimus Prime and his guys, and then the next half is Rodimus, and Chrome Dome and those guys kind of come into the next volume, which I'm about halfway done the next volume. So it is pretty cool. You can see the transform here. It's a transform. In the beginning, they're in Japan and there's a kid named Kenji who is actually sort of the kid. Though Spike and Daniel and all those guys do show up. So it is black and white. It is manga style, so you read it the reverse way. If you're not used to manga, you can get used to reading that way very quickly. It's just 2 seconds and then you're fine, right? I do like that this kid here, they give him this Optimus Prime helmet. And he can call the Autobots and everything. I'm like, that's pretty neat. There's no real continuity within this book. It's not like you read this book, you're like, wow, I got to see how the story concludes in the next one. It doesn't go like that. The closest I can explain it, and this is without me actually knowing, so maybe one of my channel subscribers can explain it better in the comments for people. Just as a rough explanation, when you buy your He-Man figures, right? Remember the old He-Man toys? You'd get a little mini comic and it'd kind of give you that guy's little story or whatever. And it's just kind of like a one-off, and there's a bigger picture going on, but it's not, you don't really get a sense of that. It's not like you buy one and then you're like, oh, I need to continue this somehow. It doesn't really work like that in this comic or this collection. Every chapter is almost just a standalone little skirmish. It's like, we're at the park and, oh my God, the Decepticons are attacking. Okay, that's it. The Autobots are here. That's it. And then it's pick your bot, and that's the person who's there. So again, most of the first bit is mostly Optimus Prime. It's all Optimus Prime stuff, because it actually says final chapter and it ends, and you're like, well, how's that the final chapter? And then see, it says final chapter right there. But how's that the final chapter when there's all this to go? Because that's the final chapter, kind of concluding your G1 or your pre-movie guys, and then here's your post-movie guys, right? So you got your Cup, and you got RC, and you've got who's that? Blur. You got Springer. You got Ultra Magnus, and you got Rodimus kind of leading the way. So if you can see, that's sort of this is your Optimus Prime, and then this entire section is just artwork and stuff. So see, it's literally almost in half. So you got your Hot Rod or your Rodimus, and you got your Optimus Prime. And then it does give you all these great great color drawings here that you get at the very end once you pass it all. And it just goes to a lot of, like, see, like, look at that, you got your two. So it's really nicely done. These are glossy pages. The other pages are typical manga pages. Perceptor, right? Stunticons were there. What's another good? I mean, there's just so much cool stuff in here. Some of them are black and white. You got combiners in here too. Wheelie and RC Springer. All those guys. Okay. So I highly recommend getting this. I think it's like 30 bucks. It's $34 Canadian, US 25. I bought all three, so I'll go through them and again, this isn't, I'm not going to review them and go through every story. It doesn't work like that. It's not a complete story. So just a word of warning if you want to grab these because they look good. They're just one-off stories and they're very simple. It's just like the Decepticons attack, transform, yeah, we beat them. That's it. Like, so you can't review this. Like, this is sort of like a thing that you just want to have, right? I can't go through and say, well, the story was a 2 out of 2 or a 1 out of 2, and the pacing, like, I mean, the pacing's like perfect because it's like 5 pages and that's it. So how am I supposed? I can't review it. It's not a continuous saga. That's not what, it's not like the Marvel comics or anything like that, right? Where this is, they continue on. This is like, you can literally flip to almost any chapter and be like, okay, I'll read this chapter just for the hell of it, right? So, yeah, but I mean, the quality is amazing. Hardcover. Definitely grab these if you can. Let me know in the thoughts if you got volume 1, what you thought about it. I will do volume 2 and 3. And again, I'll just show you some quick stuff about it. I'd love to have a stream on this where we actually go through all of them. It'd just be too hard, and I haven't found a digital copy of this to go through it with you guys, but it'd be really fun to do that. But this entire section here is all illustrations and stuff. So this is the actual story, and again, half of it was, it's like that. It's like Optimus Prime, Rodimus Prime, illustrations. Okay, so that's how many you get. Volume 2 is thicker, and that gets into Headmasters. So that's Chrome Dome and his guys. So yeah, I really like this a lot. Let me know in the comments. All right, until next time.